Well, earlier today, I says that it's live, but come on, uh, who knows? Anyway, yeah, we're up. Earlier today, I laid this out and I showed how I did the hinge pockets on this, and we had a few streaming problems, but I am shooting video. So, what I thought, I just spent some time with you. I'm going to go ahead and put some dope on this. Let's see what this thing weighs. It is slightly heavier than the other one. There's no horn here. It's 2 ounces, so it's going to be about 2.5 ounces finished. And this is 2.1, so you can't complain. I got some things floating in here. Let me just see if I can get those out. I don't know if this is a color or what. Hey, we got some other clear. Okay, good. Ooh, no, it's thinner. I don't know what it is. What it is trash. But it's going to be a decent can. Let's pour this out. Because I'm environmentally friendly, I and I haven't found a recycle place. I have about 2 gallons of waste. I don't know what to do with it. 2 gallons of waste in about 10 years. Stuff's 10 years old. But I just don't want to throw it in the trash. So I need to see if maybe a body shop will take it and get rid of it for me. I got a can here with this is urethane. So this urethane's been sitting in the bottom of that can for about 10 years. So can out. The reason I'm doing this is seasoned brushes. Let me explain to you what that is. There's all kind of black flakes floating in the dope here. And that's because when you buy these brushes, they come with black paint on the shank. And yeah, I take the paint and I take thinner and I try to wipe it off. I try to wire wheel it off so that it doesn't do this, but there's always some left over. So it takes a while to season your brush. They come with a painted handle and a painted shank. So it takes about 6 months to get it seasoned up. And I painted those other airplanes. In about 6 months, I've been working. I had to buy some new brushes, so they're just now getting seasoned. So the can is cleaned again. And we'll filter it one more time back through this way. I had some plastic cups. I could have done it with cups, but I don't have any. I have about enough dope to do this elevator stabilizer. I think we're going to come out about 2.5 ounces. And that's not too bad. Now I don't have to worry about them black splotches getting in the wood. So we're going to give it 2 coats of dope today. It won't get covered today, but we'll get it coated. And 2 coats of dope tomorrow on silk span. make sure you paint all these ribs too. And they think, well, why? Well, if you don't paint the ribs, when you put the covering on, they'll suck up the dope. Well, I want to talk about something else I did. I didn't do it on this one because I forgot, but I did it on this particular set. There's a 1/16 inch hole between every rib. There's a hole in that rib, a hole in that rib, a hole in that, then all the way across. Then there's a 1/16 inch hole on the trailing edge. And you say, well, what the heck is that for? Well, while you're sitting out at the tarmac in Muncie, in 100-degree weather, or even here, the air inside the stabilizer expands and it puffs up the covering because it has no place for the air to escape. So what you do is, like I say, just a small hole, 1/16 of an inch between each rib, and then one out the trailing edge. And that'll stop that goofy problem of the covering blowing up. Now on the wing it doesn't matter because the lead outs, they have a place. There's no, the air can be released out the lead outs. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a fuselage like a Nobler on this, where there's covering on the back half of the fuselage, open bay type. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I may, because I want to test to see if I can get this airplane low 50s, and I don't see why not, because as I stated, my buddy Ted Winterman built one this big, 49 ounces, covered with silk, painted with epoxy. Had a geobolt wing. No, I don't think he still has it. I think he crashed it. I wanted to fly that airplane. It looked like it might have been fun. What am I going to do? How am I going to set this down? I'm going to have to hold it for a minute. So there aren't really any funny, any funny stories I can tell you or anything like that. I'm going to take this video. If you'll notice, I did one stream today, and almost to the end, it lost sound. I had to restart it. When it started back up, there was no sound. Better check to make sure we got sound here. Sound, I had to restart it. Yeah, we got sound. I'm going to take this video and splice it into the other one. I know, I can set this on this. this, I can't remember which one's which. This one goes over here. Yeah. Okay. Better keep some markings on this. Yeah. This is right. This is top. There we go. Got it figured out now. No dancing girls, no music, no excitement. Just some old guy doping. I was sitting here thinking, looking at my wood pile. I sure wish there was some kids in this neighborhood that were interested in doing something, because I got a lot of sticks and stuff that we could make some projects out of. As I stated to Joe Just the other day, we're gonna have a little glider build off. I think glider build off at Brodex. I think I should have asked Bob. I think he's gonna send me some wood. He said he'd sponsor the wood. That'd be great. So those those gliders that I was talking about are these gliders here. They're kind of fun to play with. I made up the patterns. The painted one doesn't fly as good as the unpainted one. So, I don't know. Got, people in the presidential race is talking about Common Core. I don't know anything about Common Core, but what I do know is they're not teaching any shop class anymore in school. And I think if they taught some shop classes, there might be some more interest in this stuff. And we're being overregulated too. I can't remember who it was, stated they had a 4245 Harley, which I had one of those too, by the way, that they used to ride without plates and nobody said anything. And that's exactly true. We used to be able to fly model airplanes in the schoolyard. Nobody said anything about that. Now you're a criminal If you're flying a model airplane, the police come, you're in big trouble. What the heck? We're being overregulated to death. Can't fly a model airplane, yet your neighbor on Sunday morning at 6 o'clock can start his lawnmower up and run it for God knows how long. Here we've been pushed. In order to fly a model airplane, I gotta go 25 miles out of town to get to a place, so nobody's there to see what's going on. So no wonder why nobody's, no new people are coming into the sport. They forced us out into the sticks. Yeah, maybe somebody's been hurt by model airplane somehow. I can't. I've been flying for 50 years. I can't remember any. I do remember Ken Pascoe hitting one kid in the stomach with a model airplane, but he didn't get. He didn't go to the hospital or nothing. He just ouch, and then Ken Pascoe, he was something else. Everything I've done in my life, I can remember the event by a model airplane. Where I was when they landed on the moon, what I was doing when I was in the Navy, what I did when I was in high school. Model airplanes. It was kind of a neat thing to get back in touch with Bill Noyes. He had a chipmunk. It had Art Show's paint job on it. It had a McCoy 40 in it. It was a Van Loo chipmunk. Actually, it wasn't the Van Loo chipmunk. It was the chipmunk that was built out of the American Modeler magazine plans. And I bought it from him for $40, and I thought, $40, boy, that's big money back then. And I ended up selling it to my high school teacher, Mr. Shaw, for the same $40 I paid for it. But I flew it for a long time. It was a nice airplane. I had a little blue Junior Nobler a guy had built that I had bought. We set it up on top of the shelf in the hobby shop for the longest time until I worked off the payment to my dad. Sounds like they're tearing it up outside. It'd be nice if this stuff dries faster. Put it on. So anyway, I just shot this video, but I could add it to the other end of the other video and make one, and I'll delete the other. It's gonna be a real fiasco. because of that problem with the audio. So instead of boring you to death, till I see you again, fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Better shut these cameras off.